Some royal news now, and new reports suggest that Prince Harry is lonely in California and he's considering returning to Britain despite a seismic falling out with his father and his brother.
But the question we're asking this morning is whether Meghan would come with her Prince Charming or whether Harry would perhaps be more welcome here if he came solo.
Like Kinsey, we'll go to Kinsey Schofield live now in LA. Kinsey, we've got lots of time to talk about this and speculate this. We've got about 6 minutes or so to talk. But what's behind all of this? Where are these thoughts coming from?
They're coming from royal author Hugo Vickers, and I don't know if you're familiar with Mr. Vickers, but he's written over 30 books about the British royal family. And he told The Sun that Prince Harry will ultimately return to the UK with his tail between his legs. He described the Duke of Sussex as angry and says Harry is genuinely petrified of losing his wife, Meghan Markle. When asked his predictions for where Harry and Meghan will be in the next 20 years, Vickers told The Sun, "I think he'll come home," explaining, "I think Harry will come home, and if he comes home, we must be very nice to him because he won't particularly want to. He's quite angry," suggesting that he would be coming home solo. Vickers also said that Prince Harry looks slightly petrified of Meghan Markle and that King Charles has left the door wide open for Harry's return if and when he does decide to come back.
Reports now suggest Prince Harry is increasingly angry and lonely, and seriously considering a solo return to the UK, even while his world in California hovers in crisis. According to royal commentator Kinsey Schofield, his move isn't just about nostalgia. It's driven by one frightening thought: he's terrified of losing his wife. Tonight we dive into what's really happening behind the Sussex facade, why Harry's heading home may mean something very different, and what this means for his marriage and his legacy. Harry once had a built-in support network: family, old schoolmates, military comrades, childhood friends. But in Montecito, according to Kinsey Schofield, he's isolated, surrounded by fewer people who get him. He wakes up in a different world now, and the people he once called mates? Miles away, living their lives. He's described as wearing his heart on his sleeve, prone to pulses of sadness and anger. This is more than homesickness. It's identity crisis in slow motion. According to Schofield, Harry isn't just considering a trip back to the UK. He's eyeing a permanent UK residence. But this isn't about the past. It's about the future.
I mean, Kinsey, I've never been to California, but I can only imagine the culture shock that Prince Harry has faced arriving there. This is a kid that has grown up in castles, went to Eton College, holidayed walking across, British country estates on horseback, playing polo, shooting grouse and pheasants and deer. There isn't an awful lot of that happens in California. And of course, not many of his friends over there. It is plausible that he could be very lonely.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you. And if you think about Prince Harry's life, 4 years ago, the man learned how to pay his phone bill. 4 years ago, his schedule was handed to him and somebody else was managing his day. Somebody else was managing his money. And now he goes to bed every night with his head on the pillow, worrying about how he's going to pay the mortgage, how he's going to pay for security, and certainly how he's going to pay this incredible PR team.
I've got a suggestion. Stop spending the money then. I mean, it's as simple as that.
I mean, absolutely. That's a really quick solution. But all of a sudden, he has adult responsibilities that he wouldn't have had to have dealt with as the Duke of Sussex, working under the umbrella of the British royal family, pursuing that life of service. He has real responsibilities today, the kind that you and I struggle with.
I understand that anybody struggles with. But then, so what is the issue? What is the problem? Is she the problem?
He's said to believe that a return might save things, including his relationship with his father, his brother, and crucially his wife. Because behind the scenes, the pressure is mounting. What happens if Meghan doesn't want to join? What if the Hollywood dream collapses and the only way back is through the palace? That possibility haunts him. Harry's worry of losing his wife is no throwaway line. Insiders say he fears the imbalance. Meghan thriving in Hollywood, Harry missing his identity in the UK. That gulf, ambition versus belonging, is a fault line. Because while Meghan pushes forward, Harry increasingly looks backward. And that difference? It's creating tension. In a marriage built on shared vision, when the visions diverge, one moves ahead while the other wants what was lost. You don't avoid the crack, you live in it. If Harry returns, it's not just a physical move, it's an institutional one. He may have to sacrifice autonomy, celebrity freedom, and Hollywood perks for tradition, duty, and the palace's rules. Schofield warns the palace might respond with caution. They're not rushing to welcome him back as they once did. For Meghan, that possibility might represent a threat, leaving behind her Hollywood base, her independence, and her brand. That fear of losing her might be what drives Harry's dread of staying.
Oh, Amen. You are feisty this morning. It's my favorite. That's why I wore the shirt. I wanted to match your audacity this morning.
And his tie.
Yes, exactly. I think that she has created a lot of roadblocks for him.
Look, she calls the shots. It's quite obvious. It's where her career is going, what she is interested in, who she wants around her. It's all about her.
And I mean, I'll give you an example to support your point. Prince Harry has always shied away from cameras, microphones, and attention. The Hollywood flashbulbs are not necessarily his desire, but Meghan is actively pursuing that. She's got a brand new cooking show coming out on Netflix. We believe within this Netflix cooking show launch, we're also going to see the official launch of American Riviera Orchard. The only way to have a successful launch in Hollywood of a lifestyle brand, a TV show, is media. Yeah. She's going to have to put herself out there. And those are the types of things Prince Harry avoids. And I doubt he enjoys that aspect.
But you know, Kinsey, I remember the time when we all loved Prince Harry. I really do. And I grew up, you know, he's a bit younger than me. William's the same age as me, but he was always the lovable rogue, the party boy, the fun boy. I do think that there is still warmth deep down in British society for him.
I think he could turn it around. I think he could turn it around. As I say, he isn't so much the issue, she's the issue.
Well, he did write Spare.
Yeah, there is Spare. But, you know, Hugo Vickers' point is that if Harry comes back in 20 years, which it would be in 20 years, Prince Harry is not going to leave his children alone in the United States of America. There is no way. But he said Prince Harry will probably be resentful over the fact. And that the UK, Hugo said, does need to be nice to him. And I don't know if your viewers would agree with that point, but Vickers saying specifically that people need to be nice to him because he won't particularly want to be back in the UK.
Who will care in 20 years' time? We'll all have moved on. I'll be dead. We'll be,
Stop
you know.
it.
But why would we care? It's like Edward and Mrs. Simpson. They went off to Paris or whatever, and when he died, they then started going to his funeral and whatever. It was as if it didn't matter anymore.
I think if he came back with his tail between his legs and did a mea culpa, the British people could welcome him back into the fold. That's my opinion. What amuses me is the thought that the King's grandchildren have probably got accents not dissimilar to yours, Kinsey, which is still just blows my mind.
I'm sure that they're absolutely precious. Unfortunately, we never get to see them, so I don't know.
I know, that's a shame.
He's trading one kind of loneliness for another. Here's where the story gets sharp. Harry's three paths: stay in the US and risk his marriage, return to the UK alone and risk his Hollywood brand, or bring Meghan back and risk what she built. None of the options is easy. Each carries sacrifice, each carries risk. And the one thing experts agree on? Harry can't ignore this moment. The longer he remains in limbo, the less he belongs anywhere. In the end, it will come down to what Harry values most: his partner or his birthplace. Prince Harry once walked beside his wife as a Hollywood royal power couple. Now he's thinking of walking back towards a life he left behind, alone. This isn't just a homesick man returning. It's a man realizing the cost of exile, to his identity, his marriage, his legacy. And in that moment, the real question emerges. Which loneliness is worse, being far from home or being far from the one you care about most? What do you think Harry will choose? UK roots or Hollywood reign? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe for fearless royal commentary, insider insight, and stories the tabloids skip.